Modern anime can sometimes feel like, well, a really comfortable but incredibly predictable treadmill.
Oh, definitely.
The drill, it's high school romances or power leveling fantasies. It is safe. But if you are tired of that same old formula, well, today we are taking a deep dive into what might be the ultimate brain-melting cure.
Yeah, it really is.
It is an indie sci-fi odyssey called We Are Aliens, or Bokuro wa Aliens, and it is hitting Japanese theaters on September 25th, 2026. And I mean, this is a massive deal for anyone craving genuine originality.
It is just the complete antithesis of those, committee-designed studio projects, and that comes straight from the director himself, Takashi Mizutani.
Oh man, Mizutani.
Right, for anyone following digital animation, him returning to direct a full-length feature is just huge.
It is like an underground indie rock legend finally dropping a magnum opus like after a decade locked in a basement. I mean, he did the cult classic G9, right?
He did, yeah.
And what really blows my mind here is his approach to the medium itself. Like, you usually see 3D CGI used as this sort of cheap way to fake traditional hand-drawn 2D anime.
Exactly, but Mizutani completely rejects that. He does not want it to look like a painting at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is treating 3D as its own distinct beast. He wants it to feel like a physical, simulated space with its own distinct rules.
Okay, so how does that actually look on screen?
Well, when we talk about CGI having its own physics in his work, we mean characters move with this crushing sense of weight. He intentionally removes standard motion blur, so, every twitch and movement feels hyper-real and a little jittery.
Wow, so it strips away that polished, sterile look we see in so much mainstream CG.
It really does. It is gritty and tactile.
Okay, I love the idea of this gritty animation style. But I hear indie sci-fi masterpiece, and then I look at the title, We Are Aliens, and honestly,
Yeah.
it sounds like every other B-tier Little Green Man invasion movie. Like, what am I missing here?
Oh, that is entirely the bait and switch. The aliens aren't from outer space. It is us.
Wait, we are the aliens.
Exactly. The film is actually this really deep dive into human isolation in our, hyper-connected digital world. It is a neon-soaked fever dream, really.
Oh, wow.
And that jittery animation style we just talked about, well, it does a lot of the emotional heavy lifting. He actively leans into the uncanny valley.
See, that is wild to me, because animators usually run screaming from the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Like, it creeps audiences out when a human face looks just a little too realistically artificial.
Right, but that creeping discomfort is exactly the point. He favors heavy, lived-in, almost decaying digital textures instead of those clean, shonen jump lines.
So he wants us to feel uncomfortable.
Precisely. By making the character models look just slightly off or, slightly artificial, he forces you, the viewer, to feel that same profound disconnection the characters are experiencing on screen.
That is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, he is basically weaponizing the actual flaws of digital technology, like the glitches in the uncanny valley, to critique our digital society.
Exactly. In this case, the medium literally is the message.
Taking a massive artistic risk with weaponized CGI is one thing, sure, but getting a traditional theatrical release for it feels almost impossible right now.
It is definitely an uphill battle.
Yeah, because we see so many bold indie projects just dumped into streaming-only graveyards. So securing a September 25th cinema release for something this avant-garde, that is the massive flex.
It is a huge industry victory, honestly, and it is all about strategic timing. Late September is this perfect sweet spot for them.
How so?
Well, the summer blockbuster noise has finally died down, right? But it is just before the prestigious autumn awards season swallows up all the oxygen in the room.
So it actually has room to breathe and find an audience.
Exactly. And for you listening, this domestic theatrical run isn't just about Japan. It is essentially the first domino for a global rollout.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it positions the film perfectly to become a total darling at international genre festivals like Siji's and Fantasia next year.
It just proves that weird, auteur-driven ideas can still survive outside of those billion-yen franchises. There is still a massive appetite for high-concept cinema that refuses to play by the rules.
Absolutely. And a cinema that treats the audience as smart enough to handle something experimental, too.
Which leaves you with something pretty fascinating to think about. I mean, if digital imperfections like that creepy uncanny valley effect are now being intentionally harnessed as high art to express human isolation,
Right.
how might other modern technological glitches soon be repurposed? It really makes you wonder what other digital errors might come along to melt our brains and finally pull us off that predictable treadmill.